guys, emotional regulation builds self trust. Self trust builds safety, and safety is what the little girl inside of you has been waiting for. Hi, guys, welcome back. This is Gabriella back with another video from this series that I've been doing called Little Thoughts with Big Feelings. Initially, it was gonna be like my new brand, but I've decided to make it a series. It's been a series, but the name of my whole channel will still be my original name, Gabriella Thoughts. So yeah, be with me, guys. I hope something in this video really truly helps you, because I know, like, with me especially, like, excuse me, I've always had this journey when it comes to building safety inside myself. And it hasn't been easy to build safety inside myself, and especially to find that pillar between I am strong and I'm trustworthy for myself and my own being. I think there's a lot of limiting beliefs or belief systems that a person builds growing up, where you like think like maybe I'm not a safe person for myself. And this is not something you actually think, but it's like it's a program that has been into your subconscious. It's a program that you've created inside yourself. It's nothing you like constantly telling yourself. It's the way of your being, it's the way you're operating, it's the place from which you're operating from. And this is a really important thing, man. I think that, like, we continuously need to strive to be safe havens for yourself. And I always think about this, I always talk about this on my channel, but never to this extent, and never to the point where, what is the root of my lack of self-trust? What is the root of my own emotional regulation? How am I regulating my own emotions, and how am I dealing with my own emotions, so that I can be a strong pillar for myself, for the children I may bring, or for whoever may be in my presence, but mainly just for me, and how I am a strong version of me for myself. How am I allowing myself to feel my emotions? How am I allowing myself to cope through the times when when I need a virtual hug? How is it when I actually need, or even a hug? Like, how am I coping in those times when I'm truly going through it? Or, like, for example, when I was younger, I didn't grow up in like the most stable environment. I mean, my parents were divorced, but other than that, like, it wasn't always like in a stable place. But like, I've realized that because of that environments that was around me, I sort of tuned out of it and blocked it, and I got used to and accustomed to life like that. And I got accustomed to sweeping things under the rug, and like actually just going through life without even thinking like about dealing with certain problems that I would be facing because of my lack of emotional regulation. Because what was I to know, oh, I don't know better. I didn't know better than just to do that, because that was my coping mechanism for myself. So there was nothing I could have possibly done like better at the time to realize that I had to shift out of that. Of course, there became a point. There was obviously a turning point in my life where I was like, okay, well, it's up to me now, because I don't believe in being a victim to my circumstances. I believe in using my circumstances to become a greater version and the greatest version of myself. And with that being said, I realized that obviously, like, it's time to be like a healthier version of myself. But obviously this took lots of inner work. It took lots of time. I mean, for the longest time I was not a safe person inside myself. I didn't allow myself to break, and yes, like, obviously I would cry and stuff, but like, I didn't really realize, like, I'm not actually a emotionally regulated person for myself, and because of my lack of being an emotionally safe person, I was not able to build trust inside myself. I wasn't able to build safety for the little girl inside of me that was traumatized. in my own way. And it doesn't matter in which way we've been traumatized and we faced certain things. The point is that we all can correspond and relate to the fact that we are just little guys, little girls, little boys that actually needed that hug, that needed that reassurance, that needed some safe, emotionally regulated adult around them to tell them, like, it's okay, you're safe. And when like you're, I mean, obviously we're speaking from a caregiver's perspective, but like, when, excuse me, when you like actually have like the person to tell you, or the adult around you, and they tell you like, come, let's go, like you can get out, come, let's go, like this people isn't good for you, or not even like that, like if you're in an environment that doesn't serve you, people's treating you like unkindly, especially as a child, you it helps to have that person, that adult that actually has your best interest. It helps because they're the person that you rely on, and that then you actually see like, well, okay, I'm not alone. I am able to be, I'm safe, I am safe in this person's arms. And I think that so many children that were brought up in a environment that wasn't safe for them never had that person to tell them, it's okay, you're fine, you know, you're okay, and this is not your fault. This problems goes beyond you. And I mean, even if you're growing up and you like small and you actually grow up, you don't really realize the effect it has on you until you actually become aware, and you realize like, damn, man, have I been traumatized? Man, have I actually been facing a lot of deep, like, how can I say, subliminal things under the surface that you wouldn't think of, that plays a role in me showing up the way I show up in my day-to-day life? Or what type of partner am I? What type of friend am I? What type of sister? What type of caregiver? What type of mom? What type of dad? Who am I in those moments when my child, or someone, my friend, my whatever, needs me to be there in a certain moment in time? Am I emotionally safe and regulated enough to be able to be there, first of all, for myself, but also just to see for children, to see like, okay, she is safe, he is safe. They can carry their emotions in a way where it is healthy, express it. And like, I think this concept of sweeping things under the rug, it is so, it's so it's so toxic, man, to sweep things under the rug and act like everything's okay. For a long time, it was like that in my life. And I truly had to tell myself and shift myself out of that. Like I said, it took years of inner work. And I mean, sometimes I still feel like, okay, like, when like things come back for you to like heal them again, and you're like, okay, but I thought I've dealt with this. And like, yes, I have dealt with it. I have grown out of it. But like, to a certain extent, sometimes I still need to go back and be like, you are not there anymore. You've grown out of those things, and you've become such a much more stronger person for yourself, for the children that you bring, and for the person that you have in your life, for the friends that you have in your life, and just for yourself, to be safe for yourself. Because emotionally safe adults is what youth needs now. That's what the future. Imagine we become such safe, emotionally regulated adults, and we raise children that absorb that constantly. We'd be creating a totally transformed world that will be more emotionally safe for future generations to come. You understand what I mean? So, like, it starts with you. It starts with you and what you pass down to your lineage and in your lineage. But I want you to think about this. No matter if anyone sees you doing your inner work, no matter if it's 50,000 years from now, the impact you make on yourself has an effect on the world. It has an effect on your lineage. It has an effect on everything that you choose to do in this world. And that is something worth praising. So if you needed this message, know that you're doing your best, and I see you. I know you're doing your best, and the fact that you show up, you still show up for yourself today, that you may be watching this video, shows me a lot about you. And I also just want to tell you that, like, speaking from someone who went through things as a child, we all have our fair share, but I feel our parents never knew any better. It was also their first time, being on earth, and I mean, I can't justify some actions, but like, I was talking to my mom today, and I told her that, like, I could never, like, yes, it was hard sometimes, but yeah, I could never blame her, because I know it was also her first time. But it takes so much to look at life in this eyes. It takes so much to think about things in this way. But I know it's not easy, and I know that we all have our own fair share of things that we went through. And I'm not here to tell you how to deal with those things. I'm just here to tell you, be a safe person for yourself, and for the people that you're around, that you surround yourself with, that you choose to surround yourself with, and for the children that you'll bring into this world one day. Because healing our inner child, uh, there's so much layers to it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you are, I pray nothing but blessings and prosperity upon your life. Thank you for clicking on the video and for being here and for listening till the end. You are seen, and know that no matter what, it will all work out. It will all be okay. So yeah, peace and blessings till the next one. Bye.